Hi guys. So recently I joined Match.com. A friend of mine told me the success rate for Match.com was very high if you wanted to find the one. She said she had a lot of friends that met their husbands on Match, and I'm really trying to date seriously. So I joined Match and I met a few people, but no one really stuck out except 3%. So two were in a city near me, and one was in a village 20 minutes away. But this story is about me driving almost 2 hours and heading over for a date. So it's match date gone wrong. So I pulled up to the date after much deliberation as to where we were gonna go, what we were gonna do. The night before, he had been so tired from having too many beers, so it turned into a lunch, and I was totally fine. So he was hungover from having a little bit too many beers, but I pulled up, super nice gentleman. He's in his little shorts and those puffy sneakers, the puffy sneakers the older guys wear, not no Jordans or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, nice, a gentleman. And he has a sweatshirt on, cool. So we're there, and as soon as I come out, he's like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're so gorgeous, you're so gorgeous. You smell so good, you smell so good. And females like compliments, and thank you, I guess. But then he said, your voice, I didn't expect you to have this kind of voice, because you're what, 5'8"? I said I'm 5'7". He says, I've dated Nigerian and Jamaican women before, and I just didn't expect you to have this kind of voice. So I said, what were you expecting? Sounds like he was expecting a man, because what does my height have to do with how I sound? So I laughed it up and I was like, oh, probably this is just my customer service voice. I'm being polite. So we go inside and we're in the line waiting to order. He starts sniffing on me like no personal space. He's all up. He's right there. And and I'm like, but I don't let it show on the outside. I'm still being super polite. So he said, if you don't realize, I'm very touchy. Like I'm very touchy feely. I'm like, okay, all right. So we ordered, and while we were ordering, it was just a nice little banter. And he's like, oh, I love the song, because they had really good music. It's a black owned brewery, so you're right there at the brewery and the owners are in. It's just a really amazing vibe, an amazing aura, and that's out in Sacramento. So I liked it. I liked the vibe, and he was into music. He ordered a beer. I got this super cool sandwich and an alcoholic seltzer. I want to be sober. We're there, we're talking. He's like, oh, do you want to come sit beside me? No, I want to face you. I want to see everything. To be honest, I don't want to sit beside you because you're touchy and we're in public, and this is the first time I'm meeting you, and there are kids behind us. No, no. Anyways, we're sitting on opposite sides. We're drinking, we're talking, just nice general conversation, and it's going good. He had the most beautiful blue eyes, and I'm giving him compliments, he's giving me compliments, and it's flowing. I'm like, yeah, not so bad after all. Our food comes, and we're having just a nice lunch. The food is absolutely great. I mean, I could taste the Creole, and they had this kitchen sink sauce with a little bit of everything in it. Listen, that food was good. Well, he decides to come sit next to me. So I'm sitting on the bench, and he comes and put legs over like this, and I'm like in his crotch. Okay, I'm not accustomed to having people that close in my personal space, but couldn't hurt a little, just okay. So we're there, and we're talking, and I mean, I'm getting that food. The fries are awesome. The sandwich is bomb. I tried his tenders. It's just some really good food, and I'm like, I like it out here. I really like it out here, and this is really cool. I would like to take some pictures to remember this. He's like, oh, where do you want to take your pictures? You can do that. Yada yada yada. Like, really nice, cool guy. And at the beginning of the meal, as soon as we got our food, he took out his phone to take a picture, and I was like, ooh, I like this vibe. You're a little bit older, but you're still keeping up. So he takes picture of his food. Nice. Let me take a picture of my food too. I liked it. So the food was finished, and then I was talking to him, and I said, listen, it's time for me to head home, but I am so tired. And whenever I say the word tired or just think about it, I immediately yawn. And if someone says the word yawn, I immediately yawn. So I was just like, hey, I'm tired. He drove a van there, and he said, listen, the van I have is like a camper. You could pretty much go in the van, borrow my bed for a little, just relax, because you're gonna have to drive back. And I know it's a little bit distant, so at this point I was so tired. Honestly, I was like, bet. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So I said, okay. He went inside. I laid down in that bed. That bed was so soft. It was like one of those memory foam toppers with a memory foam pillow. I rest my head on that pillow, and I tell you, he was like, you good? You need the windows open? I was like, yeah, give me a little bit of fresh air. I just need to get a minute. So he said, all right, I'm gonna have a beer until you're good, and then we could go. Close the door, leave me there. I was out in 5 minutes. When I woke up, he was like there. But he wasn't like weird watching me or anything. He was just there. He's like, oh, you okay? I said, yes. Thank you. He said, well, I'm just here. I'm having a beer, and I looked outside, it was still very bright and the road was still a little bit busy. I'm like, let me get another few minutes. And he's like, hey, you don't have to drive home today. My place got a lot of space and I'll be a gentleman. I'll continue being a gentleman for the evening. You could just come over and head out in the morning. And for a brief minute, I was like, I'm so tired. Yeah, let's do that. Then I'm like, this is a stranger. Hold up. Be smart. Anyways, he was back out like, I'm gonna go have a beer. Left, closed the door, back asleep. So this time when I'm sleeping, I woke up because my arm was so cramped because I'm really getting it. I'm getting in the sleep. I'm just like, listen, that was one of the most comfortable sleeps of my life. And then I woke up, I look outside. It's not dark, but it's getting there. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. How long have I been sleeping? So it was like 2 hours going on. And I was saying, that's bad. So I changed my shift, thinking, worst case scenario, I'm gonna stay here for the night at his place, and I'm gonna head home in the morning. So I changed my shift, and before I know it, I'm out again. And I'm like, okay. So I'm deep in my sleep, and it's like I have my car keys, my purse. In my purse, I had some Get Vex money. And if you're Jamaican, you know Get Vex money, it's a must, especially if you're far away from your home or you're out with someone. So my Get Vex money, I had $1,000 in my purse, and my keys. My purse. I don't know, and my phone. I had those 3 things, but they were like in my side when I was sleeping, like under me, so I could make sure I have them. So I'm like deep in my sleep, and it's like I just have this like weird feeling, and somebody's be like, yo, your guy's getting really mad outside. He's like, yo, he's here with you and you're here sleeping, and he's about to leave, and he's getting really rowdy inside because he had a couple too much beers. You gotta come get him, and are you okay? So within that moment, I'm like, what? So I hop off the bed, I hop out the van, I run inside. I didn't take up any of my shit, and I'm like, looking for him. I'm saying, where is he? They say, oh, he went to the van as soon as you got out, and he's about to leave. I'm parked right behind him, and I go outside and I see him driving off. Mind you, my phone might Get Vex, my keys, so I can't get in my car and drive him down. I don't have no Get Vex money to hop in the cab or ask someone to bring me, like, let's chase him. And I don't have my phone, so I can't call nobody. And then I'm like, yo, what? I see a police officer coming near me, because that's one of the things I realized in that city. Sheriffs are all around, and there's always something like popping off. I don't know. I see a sheriff, I'm like, yo, please help me. This guy just drove off. He got all my shit. I don't really have all this information. I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds sketchy. Help. He just had a little bit too much to drink, and I just need my keys, my shit, and I'm going home. And the police was like, no, you gotta call 911. You gotta call into the base. We can't just go chase somebody. We're doing something. And I start bawling, and I'm on the ground, and I'm like, yo, help me. The minute that lady was like, okay, we could help you, I jumped up out of my sleep. It was a whole dream. Like, Jesus Christ. It was a dream. But I'm very clairvoyant. And I'm Jamaican. If you have a dream, get up out of there. So I had the dream, and I got up so quick. I was alone in the van. I was in the van. It was okay. I had my purse, I had my keys, I had my phone. I was like, all right, I need to pee. That was a nightmare. I look outside, it's dark. I grab my shit. I hop out of that van so fast. I see him inside, and he's like telling someone, oh, I'm actually on a date, but she's in my van sleeping. And I'm like trying to sneak past him so I could dash to the bathroom. And once I get to the bathroom, just use the bathroom, then come out, be like, hey, I'm gonna leave. Thank you for being so nice to me. I'm sorry I slept the entire time. I don't know what's wrong with me. Bye. He turns around and he see me, and I'm like, acting all cute. What's up? And then the people were like, oh, this is your date? She's gorgeous. And he's like, yes, she's a princess. And I run to the bathroom. Then I come out, and I'm like, hey, what's up? This man grabbed me. It's like groping me. He grabs me up, and he's all up on me. And I'm like, stop. I'm not comfortable. This is inappropriate. Stop. Back up. I'm gonna like this? No. So he was like, what? Totally. Why are you saying that? What's wrong with you? Totally. And I was like, listen, let me get up out of here. So I said, I think I'm just gonna drive home. I'm all right. But thank you so much for everything. Next time I'm down here, I'll definitely hit you up. Blah, blah, blah. He was like, honestly, I think you should just spend the night at my place. It's so dark. Whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do so much unpacking and stuff. He's like, no, you could sleep in my sweats. Don't worry about it. You could come over. I'm like, excuse me, do you have a picture of your driver's license? He said, yeah. He gave it to me. I took a picture real quick. Sent it to my mom. I should have sent that to my best friend, but I sent it to my mom because I wasn't certain what I was gonna do. But it was like, if nothing pop off, I have something. Because in my dream, I didn't know his last name properly to tell the police officer. So I was making sure I covered all my ground. And then he was like, I can pull out. You drive behind me. We go to my house. And then I turn around to get some water, and he slapped my ass, but I was turning, so it was like one of those myths. So it was like, and I was like, listen, you don't do that. That's wrong. No. And then he was like, totally. I was like, stop saying that. What does that even mean? Totally. And I was like, what? He says, it means you're here with me. He was obviously too much beers in. And I was a little annoyed because I was like, ew, this is my fault because I've been sleeping. But at the same time, you must know how much beer to have as an adult. So I got my water, and then I was like, hey, not so really comfortable coming by you tonight. I'm gonna just take a few pictures for some memories, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm sorry. So I run to my car, I get my shoes, and I come back, and then he's like, lady, who you taking pictures for? I said, oh, for myself. It's who you taking pictures for? I'm like, well, I might post them on Instagram, but I really just want to take some pictures for myself. He's like, I'll take your pictures. So I got my shoes on. I gave him my phone. He take a few pictures. He was leaning the phone. I was like, no, don't lean it like that. He's like, listen, you don't tell me. So he was taking the pictures. Somebody walked in my pictures. He's like, yo, you owe us money now. You owe us $40. She's a princess. You don't walk up in her pictures. I'm like, babe, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Another lady walked in my picture. He's like, ma'am, you owe us money now. And I'm like, no, you could come. Don't worry about it. I'm really trying to get it up out of there, but I'm trying to get that perfect picture. So my emotions started showing my face. So my pictures, I look a little bit mad. So I look at the pictures he took and I said, I'm not smiling. My emotions are showing in my face. Can you take a few more for me? Because I just feel like they're not the best pictures I could have taken. And he's like, oh. I gave him the phone and he took like 2 pictures, but I was still just thinking about everything that had happened, including my dream. And he's like, don't you fucking use me. Don't you fucking use me. And I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, you say you want to smile in your pictures? Smile. Smile. So I was like, please don't kill me. But we were really in public, but I was scared. I was scared. He's like, smile. So I was like, I'm gonna smile. Just get ready to take the picture. He's like, what are you gonna do? Some fake ass smile? I said, yes. He's like, oh. So I was like, it's okay, it's okay. Never mind. Can I just have my phone? Can I just have my phone, please? It's all right. Don't worry about it. Let me get my phone. He's like, you can get your phone if you give me a kiss. I was like, no. Can I have my phone? He's putting my phone behind him. You can get your phone if you give me a kiss. I'm like, no. Give me my phone. And then he came all the way up in my face and I just started to cry. I just started to cry. And he's like, whoa. I was just teasing you. I was just teasing. You could have your phone. You can look at your pictures. And then as soon as I got my phone, my tears just like dried up. I'm getting out of here. I saw a lady, that was the bartender. And earlier she told us like, oh, you two are so cute. So now I'm like, excuse me, can you take a picture for me? And she said, oh, with the 2 of you? I was like, hell no, just me. So she takes a few pictures and then I hear him around in the background like, oh, I don't get this shit. It's this generational thing. They want to take pictures for Instagram. Da. I'm like, yo, help. So I said, I think I'm just going to drive home. Thank you so much for your hospitality. You know, bye. He was like, okay. I've been here for the whole time and you've been sleeping. So I just think you should come over. I said, no, it's fine. He's like, I'll sleep on the couch. I'll give you my bed and don't worry about it. I'll continue being a gentleman. I said, you've been a gentleman until now. I think you're a few too many drinks in and I'm fine. I could drive home. I'm well rested. I got this. Thank you so much. His whole demeanor changed. And he's like, don't use me. Whatever. You don't care who you're here with. You just want to take your pictures for Instagram and whatever. I'm like, I'm sorry. Let me leave. So he's there and he's still having another beer. And I'm totally annoyed because I do not like when people abuse alcohol. But he's like, okay. I said, yeah, I'm going home. He said, all right. I said, well, walk me to my car. He says, yeah, I'm going to walk you to your car. Bartender, can I have a 6-pack to go? She's like, no. Sir, we are closed. And then he drinks every drop of that beer he's having. And I'm just thinking about how much more not sober he is. And he takes me to my car and he's like, well, fine, bye. And I'm like, okay, bye. And then he's rambling about if I want people to take my pictures, I should just ask random people. And I'm saying I'm not here with random people. I don't want to ask a stranger to take my picture. He said, I'm a stranger. And I said, exactly. So you know what? I'm not coming to your house. I think you're a little bit too drunk and this is too much for me. I want to go. Bye. He walks me. We were already to my car, so he's walking me around to my door. I opened the door and the guy goes whoop, tapped me on my forehead. My eyes were like this. I'm like, you can't do that. You don't ever do that. He's like, I know. And I lifted my head to say, like, what's wrong with you? Tat on my forehead again. Like he's swatting a mosquito. I mean, it's not painful, but why are you doing that? So I said, don't do that. Don't touch me. What's wrong with you? And he said, you know, like when your mom and dad want to give you a little tat, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, listen, good night, goodbye, good night, goodbye, bye. Tat on my forehead. And I'm like, listen, stop, bye. I start my engine. I'm ready to go. I'm like, get me out of here. I'm trying to close my door. He's like, you okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? He's trying to back in that playful mood. At that time, I'm like, listen, if I have to drive 3 hours home, I do not care. Get me out of this place. He finally closed my door. I'm on my way home. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I pray. I'm driving home. I'm listening to my Jamaican mix. I'm in my zone. I'm in my vibe. And I'm like, the drive was so much easier heading home. I was comfortable and I was happy that my dream was just a dream, and I was literally like, thank you, Jesus, that this is not a crazy situation, or I didn't go over and realize that this person's a little bit, sketchy. So at that time, I remember my money in my bag. I look in my bag, my money is still there, and I'm just like, I'm just getting away from this situation, putting it behind me. Because when we were talking about what I'm uncomfortable with at the car, he was like, okay, bye. You get home safely. I'm not going to mess with you again. Bye. And I was comfortable with that. I'm listening to my music. I'm like 25 minutes away from home. That's him calling. And I'm saying, yo, what you want? He said, are you home safely? I said, I thought you'd be asleep by now. He's like, I just want to know you're home safely. Then I will mess with you no more. And I'm explaining, you got to respect people's boundaries. You can't just do whatever you want. And I really feel like you're too many beers in. Go to sleep. Tomorrow we will talk. He's like, I really like you. I'm really physically attracted to you. And he's rambling. He's just going on and on about the nasty things he wants to do to me and where he wants to put his nose and how he wants me to feel. And I said, no. You can't say that to someone who you don't know how I feel about that. He's like, but it's going to make you feel good. I said, you don't know what I like. Don't do that. We're not in that capacity. I just met you. I don't want that. Stop talking to me about that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get home fine. Good night. Goodbye. He said, let me know when I could see you again. I said, I'll tell you, but you're going to have to come to my town. He said, I could be there in 40 minutes. I said, good night. You're sick. And then he said, so how long we gotta pretend? How long we gotta pretend like you don't want me to do these things to you? I said, no. Goodbye. He's like, okay, you want to marry me? You want to marry me? Is that what you want me to say? You want to get married? You want to get married? I was like, Jesus Christ, the man here, unstable. Bye. Leave me alone. Done. I woke up to a message from him like, happy hump day, was nice to see you. Match, date, gone, wrong. Until I see you again, stay sweet.